Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today we're going to be hauling some plows down here in Southern California. As we're going to be going from here in San Diego or just outside of it, we're actually going to cruise through the downtown section of San Diego and explore the newly reworked area of it, and we're going to head up to Indio or just outside of Indio today, all exploring down here once again in Southern California. We'll end up going through El Centro. I think it's going to be a really neat delivery, and we are driving this beautiful Mack Pinnacle once again. It's been a little bit since I've driven this truck, and in fact a little bit since I've driven here in ATS in general, but we're back here today and that's all that matters. And these plows are being hauled with an ownable Load King flatbed trailer, so all in all I think it should be a really good delivery. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this Mack Pinnacle started up and get on the road. Alright, let's go ahead and get rolling. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I certainly am, and in fact we're going to start off by going out the opposite way from this facility because, well, when I was picking up these plows, which by the way, slight overkill on the trailer on my part, but it's okay. We like our full-size Load King trailers. The plows are mighty small. I was expecting them to be bigger. When I was driving around, this gate opened up because I came in the front of this facility here. And this gate opened up and I saw the little hidden route sign. And, well, I got actually a little bit carried away and I decided to drive up here because, well, I forgot I wasn't recording. Well, I figured out that this is a hidden road, and it actually goes out down here to this little cul-de-sac down here, little dead end. So it just kind of is another way to, oh, weird cinematic camera, weird way to get out of that facility as I hit the fence. Not recommended to do that. Another way to go out. So we're just going to head out this way without hitting the dumpster, and I've hit the dumpster as well. Good start. Good to be back here in American Truck Simulator. Oh my word, the rust is still coming off. For those who didn't watch the recent episode that I put out on ETS2, I'd highly recommend you check that out. That is the first look on the Volvo FH Series 6 truck, also known as my return to longer form content or any form of content in about a month. It has been a while, my friends, and it is great to be finally back. It was definitely a very busy period, one that definitely put me to the test on being able to kind of balance everything out, and obviously the content had to basically stop, and that is something that pained me every second of it because this is what I really enjoy doing. But needless to say, I'm back now, and that is all that matters. It once again very busy, and you gotta wait there, car. So I do apologize if things are a little bit rusty. Commentary in particular is something that I'm still trying to get back. I think it's doing okay. It is kind of more natural for me now, but bear with me if there's a few weird things. And hey, the Prime Simulation way is to absolutely kind of scrape up our beautiful truck here, which looks really good if you ask me. This Pinnacle, I went a little bit more classic with it, with the customization, and the paint scheme I think is pretty neat as well. So overall, very, very happy to be driving the Pinnacle. And you may have noticed the engine sound when I did the little startup there. That is not stock. That is the beautiful engine and transmission compilation mod that is available on the Steam Workshop, and I'll have the link for it down in the description below as per usual whenever I have a mod on or within one of these videos. That is a fantastic mod, and basically an automatic overwrite of any engine that you may actually have within the game, which is absolutely fantastic. It just overwrites. It has a bunch of different fantastic engine mods that are, well, a compilation of some really great authors that have worked together to make this pretty much just drag and drop essentially mod for ATS, and my word, is it fantastic. I have used it plenty of times in the past, and I highly recommend it, and I will continue to recommend it as it is just simply amazing. And it is a roughly 500 horsepower Mack engine in it today, and we've got to go to the left here. Make sure we get our interchanges correct. I don't feel like going the wrong way. I've already had a scrape-up blunder. Already managed to mark up this wonderful truck already, and I really don't feel like doing that again. But there has been a lot that has happened here in the ATS world over the last 12 months or so. A lot of brand new news that is coming out, and obviously where I'm driving today, which is the final phase of the California Rework Project, Phase 4. This is all of the Southern California region, and the last video I did here on ATS, if my memory serves me correctly, was the 1.53 open beta first look. And that first look consisted of me exploring kind of in the San Francisco area, or sorry, LA. San Francisco was the wrong update. LA area, and going up into Modesto, I do believe, one of the new cities. And obviously today we're going from San Diego, and we're going to be exploring San Diego itself as we are in it right now, which is technically welcome to San Diego, my friends. The very, very different layout and look that it is. And we're going to head up to Indio today. I think it's going to be a really good delivery. So now as we head into the downtown section here of San Diego, once again I say, welcome to the brand new San Diego, my friends, and I'm sure a lot of you have already explored this beautiful area of ATS already because, well, it has been out for about a month now since the beta and then into official release. It's now been out for a while, and I'm sure a lot of you have explored it. Unfortunately, I was not able to explore it much more given, well, the busy schedule I had and what I kind of hinted at earlier with me having to put some content to the side, which is definitely not ideal. But we're back here, and that's all that matters. And once again, the detail level of these reworks is just incredible. Any of these new map expansions, obviously we've seen it in Arkansas, the most recent one, and then obviously with these reworks, the detail of, say, the downtown area here is exquisite. I mean, it's fantastic just to see all the detail. And I know we're on the highway here, but the downtown area of, well, Southern California, and now California as a whole, has become fantastic. Every single city has so much more detail. Every single town, every single side road, every single scenic trail is just so much more realistic, and I'm very, very happy to be able to explore it a bit more. There's a yellow truck in my mirror. We're going to get over here. Where's blind spot monitoring when I need it? I complain when it goes off, and I nearly crash whenever it happens. Once again, that's a little bit of rust and a little bit of typical Prime Simulation blunder there for you in driving with a delivery. I promise you, I am a very good driver in real life. When I'm driving here in the sim, it is hit and miss, and I cannot explain it other than I'm normally not doing commentary to myself when I'm driving away in a car or to whoever I'm driving around. Normally not doing a more organized commentary, or one at least that I'm focused on kind of how I'm saying things. And I have to be more careful about what I'm saying as well. Not that I fake anything that I'm saying. What you're hearing is obviously just off the cuff. It's how I speak now, whether you maybe like it or not. It's how I speak, and it's the way it is. But I'm definitely focusing more on how to say things, let's just say it that way, and make sure it comes out clearly and somewhat coherent, which is sometimes a bit of a stretch, I will admit that, with my commentary. So needless to say, I'm focusing a lot more things and trying to think about, well, what should I talk about? And there's been a number of things, as I hinted at earlier, and once again, I've got to get over here, let the Jeep go by. There's been a number of things that have happened, primarily on the Prime News side of things. I say Prime News, I haven't been doing it. Primarily on the blog post side of things, with just upcoming news for the game. Focusing mainly on Missouri. However, there have been, I believe, a blog post or two on Iowa, and definitely one or so on Louisiana, which are the 3 DLCs that we have confirmed for ATS at the moment. Missouri coming next, Iowa, and then Louisiana, at least as of the order that they've been announced. Unless if I've somehow messed that one up, which I don't think I have, but regardless, there's been a little bit of news here and there focusing on some of the particular cities, and especially with Missouri, more on the nature side of things. Missouri seems to be getting very, very close to the more latter stages or final stages of development, at least in my opinion, based off of the blog posts. And so that's very exciting. And obviously we're nearing now the end of 2024 and in the holiday season. Can we expect early 2025 a Missouri DLC launch? I would say yes, but I don't know. I have no idea. I cannot predict the future. And do not take my word, please, for that. That is just my, let's say, guesstimate, or maybe a little bit of a fingers crossed. I want another DLC soon because I'm greedy. I'm a greedy ATS player. I'm a fanboy, and I love driving and exploring different areas, and I'd like another DLC. That's probably where some of my guesses come from, to be honest, in the timelines. I digress. It is, it's just great to have a lot of things on the horizon for ATS. Obviously, with the holiday season generally comes some very special SES software live streams that generally give a little bit of hints for what's upcoming and so on. Obviously, I haven't been able to keep up to date, full transparency on some of those kind of streams that have been happening. And I know ETS2 has had some well-deserved love as ATS recently, or at least in more of the third quarter-ish of 2024, definitely had a lot of the love and attention. ETS2 kind of was on the side burner in all respect. ATS had a lot of stuff going on with it, with Arkansas DLC release, various, well, the Pinnacle coming in, and the Freightliner Gen 5, is it? Yeah, Gen 5, I think. The new Freightliner Cascadia, the rework. So many new things that have come in the last little bit. That ETS2 kind of got put on the side burner, but now with ETS2 with the Grease DLC, which I've done some coverage on, and 3 brand new trucks in technicality. A lot of good news. Oh, and it's actually quite slow here. It's 35? How long have I been speeding? I mean, I know this is California and the land of 55-mile-an-hour speed limits, but is it just a curve? That's the reason why it's 35 for trucks? I'm assuming so. Slower traffic, keep right. I'm assuming it's just the twist and bends here. They want truck traffic not going too fast. Yeah, truck speed limit. I guess it's just the incline, I'm assuming. Okay, well, we'll for once actually not break the speed limit too much longer and follow our fellow truckers here through the switchbacks. And the rock cuts, which look fantastic indeed. Anyways, there's been a lot happening on the ETS2 side recently, so American Truck Simulator has had more just in the news, but a little bit quieter as well. So in some ways, that's nice to kind of round out the year and kind of look forward to what's to come. Obviously, the new DLCs being the kind of focal point, shall I say, from what we know, but there's a lot of other questions on what other trucks are going to come in. I'd really like to see a Peterbilt brand revamp, not just say the 389. I'd really prefer to see a Peterbilt rework as a brand in American Truck Simulator. Potentially new models as well. That would be great. And also, does anyone have a status update on the Kenworth T680 next gen remaining chassis and stuff? Because okay, first of all, please correct me down in the comments below if somehow I have overlooked this. As far as I know, it is still just the special edition in American Truck Simulator right now, right? I feel like I'm not going crazy on that one. I do believe that is the case. That was supposed to come in a long time ago, if I'm correct, so there must be a significant problem with a licensing, I'm assuming. A bit of a deal there between Kenworth and SES Software. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense because I've just somehow missed it in an update and it wasn't really highlighted. I don't know. But I felt like somewhere in my subconscious... Well, I was going to say subconscious. Well, I guess... I don't know, probably subconscious isn't the right word. Back of the mind, there we go. Somewhere back there, deep in the prime brain, I would have remembered to go, oh yeah, I should probably do a video on, say, the day cab of the brand new T680 next gen instead of the full special edition sleeper. I felt like that probably would have been something I would have, you know, done, but maybe I missed it somehow. So please comment down below. That's where I'll leave it at that. But you get my point. There's a number of things in terms of trucks, potentially new trailer brands as well. There's so many different options in North America. It'd be great just to have a little bit more. Again, a little bit agreed there. We always love our different content, but that's the point. That's the point. I'm gonna be completely honest. I like free content. I like the free updates that come for American Truck Simulator that bring, well, new trucks, new trailers, a bunch of new features as well. There's so many great things that have come into ATS recently, and a lot of things that will continue to be added, I'm sure of it. Even, for example, with the dynamic loading and unloading. Will we ever get to the point that, you know, there's more animations and cutscenes for different types of trailers? We actually have to back up, say, our box trailers, as an example, to the bay doors properly, and there's a bit more of an animation for loading there instead of just back up into the green spot close-ish and sometimes just in the middle of nowhere, and it just magically unloads. That's my point. There's a number of things for ATS that I'm sure in 2025 will kind of make us say, wow, this is revolutionary, or wow, did not see this coming, because that's what happened here in 2024. And 2024 so far has been a great year, and I should say actually in more of a reflective state, actually, because to be honest, the year's pretty much over. At least if you're watching this when I'm recording it, that's what I was going to say. It's definitely on the tail end of the year. So it has been a fantastic year for ATS, and of course here on the channel as well, which I'll talk about in a later video, because I'm going to be putting out a lot of videos here, my friends, because finally, little side note here, I've got some time, and hopefully into 2025, fingers crossed, that will continue. Anyways, back to what I was saying. 2024 had a lot of great surprises with the game, and a lot of big updates, a lot of big features, a lot of big content, specifically here for ATS, and of course across ETS2 as well. But speaking on ATS today, there's been a lot of great features, and it just opens the door for what 2025 can bring. If you said at the beginning of 2024, I would have expected to have dynamic loading logging trailers and into chip vans, and, well, I guess even for that matter, the grain hopper trailers as well. That was all 2024. I would have probably said you're crazy. I wasn't expecting them to go that route. But here we are. So many great things, and I'm forgetting so many things because, well, it has been a crazy busy year for ATS. There's been a lot of updates. I actually don't even know what update we started the year at, to be honest. I'm trying to remember back to, say, the Christmas special of last year, and I don't know what update series we were on. I think we were still definitely 1.4, I think. I think there's been up from like 1.49 through to where we're at was 1.53, or is it more? I think it's actually more. Maybe 1.47 or 48 was Christmas of last year. It's been crazy now that we're on 1.53. It's been a year, my friends. It's been a year, and it's amazing to see. And as we're kind of going through here with California, where are they going next? That's another big question with 2025, and one that I guess will be yet to be discovered. But where are they going to go next with this rework? Obviously, California was a big project. They completely, from the ground up, reworked and rebuilt in full, just to be honest, fully reworked and rebuilt California. Essentially giving any owner of American Truck Simulator a brand new DLC in terms of the work done, because a lot of stuff was just deleted and rebuilt. A brand new DLC for free in just phased updates. So where is that team going now? I mean, there's a lot of other areas that now need some love. Basically everything that borders California. Obviously Nevada, parts of it have been kind of, shall I say, spot updated. That's probably the best way for me to describe it. You know, certain parts of Vegas and so on have had many updates done to it to bring it up a little bit. But Arizona definitely needs some love. Even into New Mexico now. Nevada, obviously. There's a lot of areas that definitely need some work. But we got to go to Indio. Whoa, there's a car here. Man alive. If I found out one thing from this video, is that I need to 100% get some form of head tracking, so I'm not just relying on my mouse. Or 2, potentially pick up the mod that moves... I don't know why I zoomed in there. That was the wrong button. Potentially moves in the mirrors for the Mac Pinnacles. I just don't... I don't understand why. Normally it's... I guess I shouldn't say normally, because I do often have issues with, you know, not looking maybe the best way or getting distracted and not moving the mouse, which I think would be fine because I move my head often, which is one funny thing. As a little bit of a fun fact, I often actually turn my head when I'm going to look one way or the other, even if I'm moving with the mouse. Yet it doesn't actually, my head doesn't control anything right now. The head tracking or eye tracking would probably be a good thing to do. Yeah, that's that. But I do often move my head, so I think I catch myself out where it's like, oh, I'm turning left, and then I just start to veer left because like, oh, I don't see anything obviously, but I'm not actually looking in the game. That's pretty bad of me actually, but it's the way it is. It's a little bit of instinct, I guess. I guess that's the way it is, but I feel like the mirrors are just really far out on this pinnacle, so I often get caught out, I think, when driving this truck more than any other ones. Oh, that truck is going by fast. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, this area, moving into Indio, which we had to get into the left lane for, it's really nice to see the rework done here. And I know we're kind of going through the desert, and this is the really unique thing about California rework section. Obviously, as you move north, you get more vegetation, less desert of California, basically, as you continue north and west, basically, staying along the coast. And you get a lot more than just going into the desert areas, but it is great to see this area and a few new cities that were added to this rework as well. And that's the question as well. Into 2025, are we going to get, with the different reworks and wherever they end up moving to? And I've actually got a really good one here. Gonna cut across here. A little bit jank, but it's okay. We'll make it work. When it comes to just what's gonna happen, okay, traffic, you can... The AI. Well, if you want a tip and trick, okay, before I continue on my little story, if you want a tip and trick, I know we're going all over the place. If you ever don't want to wait for the AI traffic, just kind of roll into the intersection area with your indicator on. They'll stop no matter what. Even though that all I was doing is just, I guess I shouldn't have been blocking the intersection per se. That's probably not a great thing for me to do. But I was just kind of keeping a little bit of rolling momentum for the truck so I wouldn't come to a dead stop. Or at least trying not to. In real life, that traffic would have gone by and then I could have gone afterwards. They slam on the brakes. So in ATS and ETS too, for that matter, just believe the AI a little bit. Just kind of keep rolling, creeping forward, put your indicator on. They'll stop. It's they're some of the most courteous traffic in the world for that. Not when you're trying to merge with them though, but you know, that's a side note. But anyways, as we go across the desert here, obviously the rework is still evident, given that the quality of the rework itself, and in fact none of this existed before, because the town of Indio did exist, or city of Indio, I guess it is. It didn't exist, and I know we're on the outside of Indio itself, but the point is that whole new areas, and what kind of new areas can we expect as they move into, say, California, or out of California into Arizona and some of these surrounding states, or wherever else they decide to go? It really begs the question on how many new areas can be filled in, and that's a general theme with American Truck Simulator and SCS software in general. Seemingly, DLCs get released, especially here on ATS, with some gaps. It's probably the best way for me to say it. Some gaps in the DLC, and then eventually they come around and there's elephants in that field. Okay. Just some random statues in here. Unique. Okay. Then they come around with updates and reworks and start to fill in some extra gaps. I understand because there is an effort to try and get, you know, map DLCs out in a decent amount of time with the ever-going quality that honestly I can't really complain with. But at the same time, it just leaves so many questions basically on these DLCs and what is coming. And so then when these rework happens, or is going to happen, it's okay, how many new cities are we going to, how many new towns are we going to get, different deliveries, how many different routes, more than just it being, you know, a full-on rework and overhaul of the region. A lot of questions that need to be kind of asked, and honestly, I'm all for it. Where they're going to go, we don't really know. Is it probably going to be Arizona? I'm not a betting person, but I would put some money on it to say that Arizona is probably going to be a new destination for a rework. But once again, that's a whole other deal. This is a four-way stop, so I can go ahead. It's a whole other thing because we just have to wait and see what happens. So it looks like there's some random trees here, kind of in the middle of nowhere. They actually look like tree farms more than anything. I think that's actually what that is. Okay, that's neat. Oh man, that pinnacle's moving pretty quick. AI traffic doing their own thing. All right, yeah, it looks like we're actually going to a bit of an orchard here, or a tree farm. Given that there's different heights of the trees, I don't know if I should class this as a tree farm or as more of an orchard in terms of, you know, what products they're doing. Kind of feels like maybe it's more orchard-like and it's just different types of crop. I don't really know, but it's kind of interesting how there's just a bunch of trees and vegetation in the middle of nowhere. But this is a big Sunset Farms facility by the looks of it. Where do we need to put this today? Oh, it's actually over to our right-hand side. Okay, well, I'm going to do this smart. We're going to turn right without hitting the post. So we're going to actually back up here just a little bit. And we're going to come through because I, for once, am going to try and straighten up this reverse as much as I can, because I am getting tired of doing blindside reverses. That has been something that I've just always set myself up to do throughout a number of these videos now. And it's just all down to me not doing proper prep for the setup. So I'm going to try and do this as smartly as possible without hitting the rocks, obviously, over here. So let's see what I can do here. Obviously, I'm not doing the blindside reverse, or not much of one. I'll take just kind of go back a little bit. And I guess actually, side note, while I'm using kind of my mirrors as I snake my way back into this reverse, or into this parking spot, thank you to those who commented on the mirror FOV of ATS, and I guess ETS2 as well, as we actually did that quite nicely, I must say. Indeed, I am not running the true mirror FOV mod, but it has very much improved the stock FOV of the mirrors in ATS. So that is fantastic. So then you don't have to run the true mirror FOV mod. It does, I guess, help a little bit. It changes it a tad, but it's kind of redundant because the mirrors inside here actually aren't that bad. They're a half decent FOV and quite realistic. But overall, it is great to be back here in American Truck Simulator. I'm so happy to be doing videos again, and hopefully the commentary was half decent. I feel like the rest is pretty much gone now, but maybe that's for you to decide, and for editing version of Prime to decide as well. But regardless, there's going to be plenty more content here in American Truck Simulator and other games as well across the channel in the days and weeks to come as we move into 2025. A very exciting time, so much on the horizon for both the games and the channel itself. Very, very excited for the new year to come. Comment down below what you think about this southern section of California, and if you've been able to drive in it, how do you enjoy it, or have you found any unique things maybe hidden around the map that we didn't notice today, or maybe I drove by and I just was completely blind as a bat and didn't notice. Also comment down below if you have any suggestions for me. Do you want to see me do a specific mod, specific truck and trailer combo, specific delivery, whatever it may be? feel free to comment down below. I'll be happy to take a look at all those comments and see what I can do. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.